Hey guys, today we have Manjunath and he is having total 2 year of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Manju, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How about you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Manju, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. So,
Mm-hmm.
my name is Manjunath. So, I'm a Java backend developer with 2 years
Okay.
of experience at Infosys. So, and I did my graduation from Bangalore Institute of Technology from Bangalore.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my technology stack like Java, Spring Boot, Microservice, and MySQL.
Mm-hmm.
And my experience at Infosys was like digital banking application, the project.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I building the REST APIs and writing the optimized queries and and writing the pagination technique, which is reduce the data
Okay.
load on the
So what's your
database.
approach to optimize the queries?
Yeah, so I first use the two approach. First, using the indexing approach.
Okay. Okay.
So and proper like annotations to on
Mm-hmm.
the repository layer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is all about me, myself.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. So, yeah, moving ahead. Can you tell me the role of classes and objects in Spring Boot projects?
Yeah, the classes and objects, which is the major role in that any Java applications projects. So the main thing is which is using that some entity or DTO class layers. So another thing is like communicating between that classes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the major important. So it's a purely based on object oriented. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Okay, okay, got it. Mm, do you know about dependency injection in Spring Boot?
yes.
Please go ahead.
Dependency injection is like a design pattern which is
Mm-hmm.
creating the object based on the injecting the dependency without creating
Okay,
the manual um, creation.
okay, okay. What are some common issues we anyone could encounter with the dependency injection, and how would you resolve them?
Like that common exception, right?
Yeah, common issues that
Common issues
anyone could
like
encounter.
sometimes issues we can get that like duplicate bean exceptions like
Okay,
uh, mm, some
okay.
another exceptions like
We may encounter like circular dependencies,
circular dependencies like and
tracing the
lazy
flow of
syntax.
dependencies, difficulties
Lazy.
in tracing the flow of dependencies. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And solving these problems typically involves careful design to minimize direct dependencies and use explicit configuration or annotation to manage these dependencies clearly.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Can we create a non-web application in Spring Boot?
Non-web application.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can create.
Okay. How?
Um, so without adding some like web dependencies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, that's true. We can create a non-web application in Spring Boot. So there is a way. Uh, I mean, we could use command line interface. We could implement the command line interface if we want to if we want to create a non-web application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me how do you configure a Spring Boot project? Like, what's the initial step?
Spring Boot configuration, like creating the
Yeah,
project, right?
creating the project in the initial stage.
Yeah. So by we can using that two ways by using the command line interface and another
Mm-hmm.
thing is using that Spring initialization. So like
Okay.
and first, yeah. First, adding the dependencies. So
Mm-hmm.
require dependencies in the pom.xml. Then
Okay.
second thing, we differentiate the layers between that
Mm-hmm.
like controller layer and present
Mm-hmm.
persistence layer and service layer like that. So and according to the requirement, we creating that.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can use the Spring Initializer, and there are some other ways as well. That's correct.
Yeah,
So, guys, Manju has our interview preparation kit, and after completing that kit, he is able to crack multiple interviews and have big offers in big MNCs. We have also referred him in few companies. So, guys, basically, this interview preparation kit has four parts. First is complete interview preparation material. Second is two client enterprise projects with video recorded sessions. Third is lifetime chat support, and fourth is referral support to the big MNCs like Infosys, TCS, HCL, etc. You can purchase either whole interview preparation kit or complete interview preparation material also. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question answers for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, Microservices, Java coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description as well as the interview preparation kits in the description. So guys, now moving to our interview. Before moving to our interview, Manju, can you please give your reviews about this interview preparation kit, whether this was helpful for you or not?
basically it's so helpful for me.
Okay.
So to taking the multiple courses or like to searching the different platforms,
Mhm.
so that is time consuming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
So it's a
yeah,
one-stop
so
solution for
yeah,
everything.
so in your resource like that, everything is in one resource, all in one.
Mhm.
So that helps to like getting the guidance like some.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you. So now moving to our interview. So Manju, can you please mention few advantages of a Spring Boot application?
Yeah. The Spring Boot features like that auto configuration, the
Mm-hmm.
first one, and
Mm-hmm.
another one is embedded server. It's a microservice support project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it reduces the boilerplate code.
Okay.
So these are the main features of the Spring Boot.
Okay. So are there advantages or limitations of using Spring Boot that you have encountered?
Mm, that first advantage,
No,
advantages
no.
which is
I'm
reduce the
saying, is there any disadvantages of using Spring Boot that you have encountered?
Mm,
Or do you
actually no
think
high.
no? Okay. Yeah, actually, there are no major disadvantages in Spring Boot application since it's a facelift of Spring Framework. But there is a term auto configuration. That's an advantage of a Spring Boot, but sometimes that's also a disadvantage of a Spring Boot, leading to difficulty debugging or managing the complex auto configuration structure dependencies on beans, right? If not carefully managed.
And
Okay.
we need to configure
Yeah,
configuration.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. So can you tell me what are some important annotations in Spring Boot?
Yeah, first one there is stereotype annotations like
Mm-hmm.
component, service, and
Mm-hmm.
repository. These are the
Mm-hmm.
main annotations. So
Mm-hmm.
after that, in the we using a controller, REST controller annotations.
Mm-hmm.
So and request mapping annotation. So the auto void annotations. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the main annotations like qualifier, primary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me some advanced annotations which you have used other than these common annotations?
Um, I use like I used like
Mm-hmm.
uh, profile and qualifier.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing is like logging annotations and
Okay.
Lombok.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between controller and rest control annotation?
yeah, okay. So controller is an annotation which is used
Mm-hmm.
at the controller layer,
Mm-hmm.
controller class.
Mm-hmm.
So it returns in the it's an MVC architecture. It's used in the mainly in the MVC architecture, and
Mm-hmm.
it returns in the view or page
Mm-hmm.
form. So when come to the REST controller, the combination of controller and response body
Mm-hmm.
annotation. So it returns in the like XML or JSON format.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is architecture of the RESTful web service
So
architectures.
when would you choose controller over REST controller annotation?
Yeah, sometimes if you want that view page,
Okay.
yeah, so raw data like something.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in
So
the time, yeah,
yeah, got it. So tell me the differences between put, post, and patch.
yeah. Uh, Put is annotation which is used to like
Mm-hmm.
update the resource.
Mm-hmm.
It update the entire resource. When come
Mm-hmm.
to the uh, patch, it just update the particular field in the resource.
Okay.
Yeah, and the post annotation which is used to adding the new resource to the existing database. Like
Okay.
yeah, table. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Have you worked with Spring Boot actuators?
Yes.
Can you please go ahead?
So Spring Boot Actuators is like production ready feature.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives them like to test the application health or
Mm-hmm.
like metrics. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me the name of few endpoints that actuators provide,
Mm,
like health
that is
endpoints, info
health health.
endpoints,
Yeah, health and
metrics?
metrics,
Mhm.
and another something
Okay.
like
Okay. So
extreme.
how do you secure REST APIs? What's your pattern?
So the first one is like using the auth framework.
Mm-hmm.
So open authorization. So
Mm-hmm.
another thing using that like uh, authorize at the rate of pre-authorized like annotations.
Mm-hmm.
RBAC role-based access control and yeah mechanism.
Okay. Mhm. Got it. Mm. What is a 404 error and 401?
Yeah, sorry.
What is 404 error and 401?
Yeah, 404
Mm-hmm.
that is like a resource not found. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so 401 is like unauthorized access.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is 500 series? 50
It's like server error.
server error.
It's
Okay. So how do you handle these errors user-friendly manner in Spring Boot application?
yeah. First, we have to if I got the any like 404, so we using that create the some custom class in the
Mm-hmm.
exception handler.
Mm-hmm.
So we just like implement the service not found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you got the 500 like that is server error.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Something
got it.
like
Can you explain the Spring Data JPA?
yeah. Spring Data JPA is a like a specialization of OIRM framework.
Mm-hmm.
So which is used to like uh, mapping the object between and relation database.
Okay, okay, okay. So, do you know about N+1 problem?
Mm. Yeah, actually, I'm not that much of confidence in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in this problem.
Yeah,
So I,
it's fine, fine. Do you know about JDBC?
yes,
What is the full form of JDBC?
JDBC Java database connectivity.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Moving ahead, what are the microservices and how does it differ from monolithic architecture?
Yeah. Basically, monolithic architecture, which is that an entire application in the one container, means like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So entire functionality or entire
Mm-hmm.
service in the one. So the whole database which is depend on that one
Mm-hmm.
application, one
Okay.
application. So when come to the microservice, so we
Mm-hmm.
divided the microservice into the services. So
Okay.
each services has its own database or own
Mm-hmm.
functionality.
Okay.
So like yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
each services are communicated through the REST calls.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Moving ahead, have you faced any challenges while developing microservice architecture? Hmm?
Yeah,
Can you tell me a few
yes.
challenges?
So the first issue, which is I like getting that REST calls between the services.
Mm-hmm.
The first issue.
Mm-hmm.
So first you need to identify that where the service resource not found something or issues between the
Mm-hmm.
another service.
Mm-hmm.
So these are yeah, this is a issue I got.
Okay. How do microservices communicate with each other? I mean, how do
Yeah,
the services inside the market microservice architecture communicate with each other?
yeah. There are two ways, like using the
Mm-hmm.
synchronous communication and asynchronous communication. When come to the
Mm-hmm.
synchronous communication, using the REST calls.
Mm-hmm.
So using the JSON or XML format, sending the data each service, each
Mm-hmm.
other service. So another thing, one is like using the Kafka
Mm-hmm.
architecture, which is like one service act as a producer, another service act as a consumer. So
Mm-hmm.
between the sending the data using the topic
Mm-hmm.
in the form of topic. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, how is communication secured in I mean, how is communication secured in between microservices?
Mm. First, we implemented in the API gateway level.
Mm-hmm.
So in the entry point of that, all the microservice.
Okay.
So then each service in the each services in the controller layer, we use
Mm-hmm.
that like pre-authorized annotations.
Okay. Got it. Can you explain what is polymorphism?
Yeah. Polymorphism is like mechanism to like
Mm-hmm.
more than one form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can take the example of method overloading and method overriding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you provide a real world scenario where polymorphism could be effectively utilized?
Mm, Could be effectively utilized. Yeah. The polymorphism, which is like ability to take more than one form, which is like
Mm-hmm.
there's a there's need to perform the one operation in
Mm-hmm.
the multiple scenarios. Like
Mm-hmm.
if we take the addition, so we can take the two variables. Sometimes we can use the three variables.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a method overloading that how it use.
Okay. Okay. Uh, what is immutability in Java?
So immutability is like which is doesn't change. We can't
Okay.
able to change in the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Why is immutability considered a beneficial property in multi-threaded application?
So I don't have any.
Okay. Okay. So basically, immutable objects are thread safe. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that which eliminates the need for synchronization and can significantly simplify the design and implementation of concurrent applications. Okay.
Okay.
They also reduce the risk of thread interference and memory consistency errors. So that's why
Okay.
it is considered a beneficial property in a multi-threaded application. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Got
Okay.
it.
What is lambda expression?
Yeah. Mm. Lambda expression is like
Mhm.
an anonymous function which is
Mhm.
used to concise the code.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, have you worked with generics in Java?
No. Yeah.
No.
Means I like yeah. Not
But do you
directly.
know?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Generics which is giving that like constraints
Mhm.
means like that. So I can't able to recall that.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's fine. So generics, generics enable types to be parameters when defining classes, interface, and methods. The provides stronger type checks at compile time and can eliminate the need for casting.
Okay. Yeah.
And also generic force a Java compiler to check of type compatibility, reducing runtime errors by preventing the wrong types from being used at the wrong time. This type safety help prevents class cast exception at runtime. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you explain about JRE, JVM, and JDK?
Yeah. So JDK is a Java development kit, which is
Mm-hmm.
the of like JRE and the JVM.
Mm-hmm.
So and come to JRE is a Java runtime environment,
Mm-hmm.
which is which is used to it's a consist of like a JVM.
Mm-hmm.
So JVM is a Java virtual machine which is used for the convert the compiler code to the like machine
Mm-hmm.
level code. So like interpreter code.
Okay. How does JVM handle memory management?
Mm, Actually, I can't able to remember that exactly.
Okay. Okay. So JVM manages memory through a process known as garbage collection, which
Yeah.
automatically deallocates memory that is no longer being used. I think you are aware of garbage collection, right? So
Yes.
garbage collection, I mean, this process runs inside the JVM.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think Java uses pass by value or pass by reference?
Pass by will. Yeah. Means passing that object.
Hmm?
Yeah. Passing that object in the method parameter.
Okay.
Yeah. And pass by value, we can passing that in the method parameter
Mhm.
values. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Have you used, do you also write the unit test cases?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me the annotations before, after, and before L? Before all, sorry.
Mm, First using the after, which is writing the it mm, it test after that that
Okay.
execute function execution. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, before annotation is used to specify a method that runs before each test method in the class.
Okay.
Before each test method in the class. So, okay. And after annotation is used for a method that runs after each test method. Okay.
Okay.
And before all annotation is used for a method that runs once before all tests in a class. Okay. Before
Yeah.
all means runs once before all tests in a class, and only before means runs before each test method in a class.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so moving ahead, what are the changes that came in the interfaces in Java 8?
Yeah. There's a two features like a static and a default keyword
Mm-hmm.
which is introduced in the interfaces. So, for example, you take there's an RBI. We
Mm-hmm.
can take the example as RBI as an interface.
Mm-hmm.
So that uh, we take the several banks as a class. So
Mm-hmm.
like ICICI Bank, Canara Bank. So these are the some classes which
Mm-hmm.
extends the RBI, which implements the RBI interface. So if
Mm-hmm.
you want to change the something like interest or something like feature need to be added,
Mm-hmm.
so we just add in the interface. If
Mm-hmm.
you just need to add the interface, it will uh, mm, directly reflect to the classes also, subclasses.
Okay.
So there is no need to write the in the subclass.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between hash map and tree map?
So yeah, hash map it doesn't follow any insertion order.
Mm-hmm.
Tree map which follows the insertion order, and it
Okay.
only and tree map in the ascending order like yeah, means follows the ordering. Yeah.
In what scenarios would you prefer to use tree map over hash map?
Or hash map. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
first use that if you want to sorting the like heterogeneous sorry uh, same like tree map which is used Sorry, I can't able to
Okay, okay.
got it.
For example, when displaying sorted data to a user or when order specific computations are critical, so in that case, we could use tree map or
Okay.
hash map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we add objects as a key in the tree map?
Yes, we can add.
Okay. What consideration must be taken into account when using custom objects as a key in the tree map?
Sorry, I don't have.
Okay. So as you know, we can use custom objects as a keys in the tree map, right? But there are some things that need to be considered. For example, like the key objects must have consistent implementation of equals and compare to. This
Okay.
ensures that the tree map can correctly determine both order as well as uniqueness of the key.
Okay.
Okay. So how can we achieve multi-threading in Java?
Yeah, I'm not aware of
No,
multi-thread.
no. Okay, you are not aware. Yeah, it's fine. Moving ahead, what are the exceptions in Java?
Like there are
Like,
two exceptions, like custom exception
mhm,
and yeah, compile time exception and runtime exception.
mhm. How do
Yeah,
you decide when to use checked exceptions versus unchecked exceptions?
yeah. Checked exceptions are the exception which is
Hmm.
checked at the compile time.
Okay.
Yeah. So like runtime exception which is checked at the runtime.
Hmm.
It's not checked at the compile time.
Okay. Okay. So, can you tell me in your project what all tools you guys are using? Tool means tool can be your IDE, tool can be your Git tool like GitHub or GitHub tool can be a Jira, like all these stuffs. I want to know.
Yeah, used like IntelliJ IDEA is the IDE for the developing the
Okay,
Spring Boot application. So and like another one is like GitHub, which is used GitHub Actions,
okay,
and so Maven is the tool.
Maven for
Yeah.
building your project. And what about for tracking your user stories and all?
So like using Jira. Yeah.
Jira. Okay, and which tools you guys are using for visualizing logs?
Visualizing logs. Which is personally, which is used like uh, we maintain the log files.
Okay,
Yeah.
you maintain the log files. Like we have Splunk, Grafana. Have you used any one of this? Okay, so
No.
how do you debug in your application? Let's say there is some issues coming in, and how do you debug?
Yeah. First, we check the log files.
Hmm.
Yeah. Then, if you got the issue, like if trace out that application in the console,
Okay, and which logger you are using?
log4j.
Log4j2. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what's the difference between git rebase and git merge?
Mm. Git,
Rebase and git merge.
Git rebase and Git merge. So Git merge, which is like uh, it merging the
Mm-hmm.
two repositories.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, and get rebase actually if there is a main branch and there is a feature branch and
Yeah.
we want to incline a feature branch to the main branch, we want to fetch few comments from the main branch to our feature branch, so we could use, if we want to sync up, so we could use git rebase.
Okay.
Okay, so Manju, now I will give you few coding questions. Like first one would be input output based question. I will share a code snippet, and you have to tell me what would be the output. And second is I would give you a coding question that you have to write in Java Stream API. Okay,
Okay.
are you
Okay.
comfortable?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Please share your screen. Okay,
Yeah.
so I have dropped one uh, snippet in the chat box. Can you please copy that and paste in any of the editor? Okay. So you have to
Yes.
tell me the outputs in true and false. Like S1 is equal to S3, whether it will be true or false in the other following lines as well.
Yeah. So,
Just write your answer after question mark.
yeah. Okay. Yes, yes. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, S1 is equal to S2. They are false because one is
Address comparison.
hmm. S1 dot equals S2 is true. That's true because equals checks the content also. S1
Okay.
and S3 is false. So tell me the reason why it is false.
Uh, because it's a string literal, which is
Hmm.
stored in the string constant pool.
Hmm.
If you the in the string constant pool is referring the same object, but here it's comparing the address. Means like references
Okay, can you copy this code and run in any editor?
in the ID.
Yeah, in the IDE.
Okay.
Yes, run this code. So it
It's
will
getting
false, true, and true. Third will be true because in string pool, this will check the content, not the
referring to
reference.
the. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It
That's a
refers to the
confusion
same
part.
object.
People think like double equal checks the reference and they will be two reference. No. And string pool, let's say if S1 is equal to test. Now if we are creating S1 is 3 is equal to test. So there will be a one test. Now S1 and S2 referring to the same test string that is
Okay.
available there. That's why string is immutable. We cannot change.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Sir. Yeah.
Mhm.
Got it.
Okay, now I am just going to give you one coding question. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to write that code in the Stream API. Okay.
Okay.
You have to find the number of occurrence of each letter in the string. And the string is, you can write anything like I love
Yeah.
Spring Boot, can take any string.
Okay. That string is the input, right?
Yes, yes. Now you have to
Okay.
print the frequency of each character in the string
Okay.
by using a Stream API.
Using string. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see. Yes. Okay. Frequency of each character. Mm, So actually, Stream API works only for the collections.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can take a list of strings and it will work with a string as well. But yeah, if you know on the collections and take a list of strings and just print the
Yes.
frequency of each string. You could take a list of string and then in the string you could take like 4 5 strings
Yeah. Okay.
and print the frequency of each string. Like put Java,
Mm,
Python,
okay. Let's take that.
then C++, then again Java, the same.
Again, Java.
Mm. Now put like output should be like Java as to Java comes 2 times, Python one, C++1.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, so Manju, I think I'm running out of time. Uh, you could try this code after this interview. Okay, and I'll tell you the approach. If if someone asks you to write a stream API code that is related to the key and value pair, right? I mean, here
Yeah.
their key should be string and value would be frequencies, right? So in that
Yeah.
case, try to use grouping by. In by
Okay.
using group collectors or grouping by, we could create a map like
Okay.
key value in a stream API. Okay, try that way, and after this interview, please try that. Okay, and thank you so much. It was a wonderful interview. You have answered